Hi old-fashioned home cooks! Today I'm in the kitchen making a rustic cheese souffle. This easy cheese souffle is made using only a handful of ingredients. This classic egg dish is packed with cheesy flavor while still being light as air. It's the perfect classy breakfast or impress your guests by serving this for dinner. To start out, I'm going to grease my oven-proof dish with butter and then give it a generous dusting of cheese. I'm using finely grated Parmesan cheese. To start my cheese sauce, in a medium pan over medium heat, I'm going to melt 3 tablespoons of butter and then sprinkle in 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. To add flavor, I'm going to sprinkle in a 1/4 teaspoon of dried mustard powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of dried cayenne powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. While still stirring, pour in 1 cup of milk. Once you start to see some bubbles forming, it should become a velvety, thickened sauce. Now we're ready to add the cheese. I'm using Gruyere and a cheddar mixture today, but feel free to mix and match with your favorite cheese. Stir until the cheese is melted and you have a thick, cheesy sauce. I can now remove it from the heat and allow to cool slightly while I get working on the eggs. I'm going to separate 3 eggs. Whip the egg yolks until they are light and creamy. Then, slowly, while still mixing, I'm going to add the cheese sauce to the eggs. By slowly adding the warm cheese sauce to the egg yolks, this is going to help temper my eggs, which just means to heat them up slowly so they become a rich, creamy sauce instead of scrambled eggs. Once combined, I'm going to set this aside and move on to my egg whites. To make the souffle, I need to whip my egg whites until they hold a stiff peak. This will mean that the eggs are full of foamy bubbles, which is going to give my souffle that light and fluffy lift and texture. I'm going to make sure to fully clean out my bowl before adding the egg whites. If any fat, either from the cheese sauce or any egg yolk, gets in the egg whites, they will not whip to that light, fluffy foam we want. Once you see that the egg whites can hold a stiff peak, you can remove them from the mixer. Now I need to very gently stir this into the cheese mixture. To do this, I'm just going to scoop the mixture from the bottom and bring it up to the top, all the way around the circumference of the bowl, until I have a uniform mixture. I'm making sure to go gently so I don't knock out too many of the tiny bubbles that's making my souffle light and airy. I'm ready to add this to my oven-proof dish that I previously buttered and coated in cheese. I'm going to bake it in a preheated 300 degrees Fahrenheit or 150 degrees Celsius oven for about 1 hour. Make sure you don't open the oven door while the souffle is cooking. The cold air will constrict all the tiny bubbles in the souffle and it will not rise to the glorious souffle height we want. When the souffle is done, remove it from the oven and serve immediately. The souffle will be at its peak height as soon as it comes out of the oven. And just listen to all those tiny bubbles. Enjoy! If you're a fan of deliciously simple vintage recipes and old-fashioned skills, then you'll want to check out this next video. Thanks for stopping by.